Good morning, my dear students of class 9. In this class, we are going to continue with the chapter Propagation of Sound Waves. Okay, in the last class, we had done the first part where we had done the basics of sound, how sound is produced, okay, by a vibrating body, how sound travels through a medium, what happens to the medium when the sound is traveling, and finally it hits the ears and we are able to hear the sound. And we had seen in the last class that through an experiment called the bell jar experiment that sound cannot travel in vacuum. Okay. We also had learnt about the various terminology related to a wave. The terms were amplitude, the maximum displacement of a particle. Okay. Secondly, we had also learnt about the time period. It is the time taken by a wave to complete one oscillation or one vibration. And we had also learnt about the frequency, where frequency was defined as the number of vibrations in 1 second. We had also learnt about the wavelength. Wavelength is the distance travelled by the wave in one time period of time. Okay. We also had learnt about the velocity. The velocity with which a sound travels is called wave velocity. In this class, we are going to establish a relationship between three important terms that we had learnt in the last class. The three terms were wavelength, frequency and wave velocity, and these three are closely related when it comes to a wave. Okay, let's see how these three are related. We will deduce a mathematical relation. Deduction does not mean it is a very difficult process. It is a very simple derivation of 2 to 3 lines. Let's do it quickly. Okay, now wavelength, as we had done in the last class, wavelength is the distance travelled by the wave in one time period of time. So, I can write wavelength, that is lambda, the symbol for wavelength we used was lambda, is equal to distance travelled in one time period. Okay. Now, you know wavelength, that means it is nothing but the distance, and a distance, any particle which is covering a certain distance, the value of distance can be found out by multiplying the velocity of that particular particle and the time taken to complete that distance. So, similarly, we will use the same relation here. Distance is velocity, that means since we are considering wave, we will take wave velocity v into the time we have to consider is one time period, because lambda is the distance travelled by the wave in one time period. So, the time here will be t. Okay, that means wavelength is velocity multiplied by the time period. Okay, but we don't want the relation between this wavelength and the time period. We need the relationship between wavelength and frequency. Okay, let's see how these are related. As you know from the last class, time period is just the reciprocal of frequency. So, instead of t here, I can write 1 by f. So, lambda can be rewritten as v into 1 by f, or cross multiplying you will be getting, after cross multiplication you will be getting lambda into f, that is wavelength multiplied by the frequency will be equal to velocity, or velocity is equal to lambda into f. This is how these three terms are related when it comes to propagation of wave. Okay. Now, we will see what happens to the speed of sound when it travels in different media. Okay. As you know from that light, it travels in a straight line as long as it is travelling in one medium. The moment it encounters another medium of another optical density, the speed of light changes, isn't it? Similarly, for sound also, the speed does not remain the same in all the situations. It depends on the medium in which the sound is travelling. Okay. Now, it was initially found out that speed of sound depends on the nature of media, and when it comes to nature, we cannot write one particular term for nature, so we go for elasticity of the medium. So I can say that velocity or the speed of sound is dependent on, that means it is proportional to the nature of the media, that means elasticity of the medium, okay. Not only E, it is under root E. And secondly, it was also found out experimentally that the velocity of sound was inversely proportional to the root of density of the medium. So speed of sound solely depends on the nature of medium. The nature of medium is defined by two properties. One is elasticity. Here E is called the modulus of elasticity, and this rho is the density. Combining these two, we can write V is proportional to under root E upon rho, okay. So this is how the velocity of sound depends on the medium, okay. Now later Newton, okay, came up with a few modifications to this relation. He told that, he assumed that when sound travels in a gas, okay, the temperature of the gas does not change. That means if temperature does not change, the situation is called isothermal change. And in isothermal change, this elasticity is related to pressure of the gas, okay. So instead of E, we can write V is equal to under root, instead of E, elasticity is dependent on the pressure, so we can write P divided by rho. This is what Newton had assumed, that if the temperature of the gas does not change while sound is traveling through it, the elasticity or modulus of elasticity is equal to the pressure of the gas, okay. And he found out the relation, or he just modified the relation to be this one. So speed of the gas depends on the pressure, it depends on the density of the gas, okay. Later again one more scientist, Laplace, he again assumed, or he actually found out that whenever sound travels through a gas, it is not an isothermal change, it is an adiabatic change. That means the temperature of the gas will change. Now if it is an adiabatic change, this P, you cannot write E proportional to P, you have to write E is equal to this gamma into P, okay. So from Laplace we can write, through Laplace's correction we can write V is equal to under root gamma P divided by rho. So this was the final expression, okay, combinedly found by three scientists, okay. Now, so it is evident from this relation that speed of sound depends on three things. One is this gamma. Now this gamma is called specific heat, okay. It is called the ratio of the specific heat of a gas to the specific heat of a gas at constant volume. That means gamma can be written as Cp by Cv. You will do all this in your senior classes, okay. This is a constant for a given gas, okay. So V or velocity depends on this Cp by Cv, the ratio, into the pressure, and it also depends on the density of the gas. Now looking at this one, density, if you take solid, liquid and gas, okay, out of the three states of matter, which one has got the maximum density? Of course, solid has got the maximum density, liquid has got density in between, and gas has got the minimum density, okay. But here we just take into consideration, we are not taking liquid and solid here, we are just taking any gas into consideration, because this relation is strictly related to a gas, okay. So you cannot apply this relation to solid and liquid, it is strictly confined to a gas, all right. Now after some more experiments, it was found out that sound, when it comes to traveling in different media, like sometimes sound may travel in solid, sometimes sound may travel in liquid, and sometimes sound may travel in gas, okay. it is seen that the speed of sound is more in solids. It is not because of that density factor, that relation is only for gases. It is because of elasticity, okay? Because if I go back to the first expression, this is general, E by rho, this is general to solid, liquid and gas, and if this value of E is more, naturally velocity will also be more. So out of solid, liquid and gases, the value of E has to be taken into consideration, and the value of E is maximum in solid, medium in liquid and minimum in gases. So velocity of sound will be maximum in solid, medium in liquid and minimum in gases. That means sound travels the fastest in solid, okay, less in liquid and least in gases. Alright, it is because of the elasticity of solid is the highest and speed of sound will be the maximum, okay. Now moving ahead, there are certain other factors which will be affecting the speed of sound in a gas. The various factors are as from the relation V is equal to under root gamma p by rho, okay, or you can write that V is 1 by under root rho, okay. We will just take the density into consideration. Now here you can see that velocity of sound in a gas, again we are coming back to gas, velocity of sound in a gas is dependent on the density of the gas, okay. More the density, lesser will be the velocity. Next, it also gets affected by temperature. That means if you increase the temperature of the gas, the velocity of sound in that gas will be more, okay. Next, it also depends on humidity, okay. That means if the amount of humidity in air increases, the speed of sound also increases. If it is going to rain today, you can hear sound even from distinct places. That is because of the presence of humidity in air. You can hear sound from far off objects, okay. And it also is dependent on the direction of wind. If you stand, the source of sound is here, you stand in this direction and the wind is also flowing in the same direction, the speed of sound will be more, and if you stand in the opposite direction, the speed of sound will be less, okay. And there are certain factors which are not affecting the speed of sound in a gas, okay. Firstly, speed of sound does not depend on the pressure. You have to learn these factors, okay. Secondly, it does not get affected by the amplitude of the wave. The wave that you are taking into consideration may be of a higher amplitude or a lesser amplitude, but it does not get affected by the amplitude. And thirdly, it does not depend on the frequency of the wave, okay. So let me sum up. For a gas, the factors affecting the speed of sound in a gas are: number 1, density; second, it is temperature; third, it is humidity; fourth, it is the direction of wind, okay. These are the 4 factors which affect the speed of sound in a gas. Coming to the factors not affecting the speed of sound in a gas, firstly it is pressure, secondly it is amplitude of the wave, and thirdly it is the wavelength or frequency of the wave. So 4 factors are affecting the speed of sound in a gas and 3 factors are not affecting the speed of sound in a gas. Alright. Now coming to the last topic, that means we are going to compare the speed of sound with the speed of light in air, okay. Now light travels very fast. In fact, it is the fastest object or particle or a wave that is known so far to us. It travels very fast with a speed of c is the letter to denote the speed of sound. It is 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second. So in 1 second, sound can travel 3 into 10 to the power 8 meters, okay. But if you come to the speed of sound in the same medium, that is air, it is roughly around 340 meter per second. It is the average value because the speed of sound in air changes with presence of humidity, isn't it? So we take the average value 340 meter per second. Now you compare the speed, the two speeds here. One is 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second, another one is only 340 meter per second. So it is evident from the values here that the speed of sound is much slower than that of light, okay? And it is also proved in various ways in nature also. Whenever there is a lightning and thundering, you can see the flash of light in the beginning, but after some time only you can hear the sound of the thunder, isn't it? It is because the sparkling and the thundering has taken at the same time, but while traveling, the light is able to come fast towards the earth and the sound of the thunder is not able to travel that fast. That's why it takes some time to reach the earth, okay? Likewise, whenever you fire a gun, the sparkle is seen in the beginning and after some time only you can hear the sound, okay? Like whenever you burst the crackers, you may not have shot using a gun, but you all have burst crackers, right? Whenever you burst a cracker, the rocket one, you can see the boom in the sky, but firstly you can see the light only and after some time you have to wait to hear the sound. That is the real thing, right? Why is the sound heard later? Because the speed of sound is lesser than that of light, okay? So that is all for the chapter. Hope you have understood the chapter well and we will continue with the next chapter in the next class. Thank you for your attention.